Parshat Chayei recounts the transition from Avraham's generation to that of Yitzchak. Just before Avraham dies at age 175, the closing chapter in Avraham's saga notes that he fathered 6 sons in addition to Ishmael and Yitzchak. The first pasuk of Perek Chayei reads as follows: V'yosef Avraham v'yikach isha ushma Keturah. And Avraham took another wife, and her name was Keturah. The biblical commentators have a lot to say about this mysterious figure Keturah. Who was she? Why did Avraham take a second wife after Sarah's death? What conclusions can we make about Avraham as the father of our nation in the context of a description of Avraham as father of many nations? Rashi offers one interpretation, which he takes from Breshit Rabbah, stating, "This is Hagar. She was named Keturah because her deeds were as beautiful or sweet as Ketoret, incense." Rashbam notes that Rashi's interpretation is not Parshat, the simplest textual reading of the pasuk, but rather drash, a deeper inference based on the pasuk's wording and context. There are many difficulties with Rashi's interpretation. Primarily, why is Hagar's name changed at all? And a couple of psukim later, in describing the end of Ishmael's life, the Torah mentions Yishmael ben Avraham asher yalda Hagar hamitzrit shivchatzar al Avraham, the son of Avraham, whom Hagar the Egyptian and maidservant of Sarah bore to him. In this instance, the Torah reverts back to the name Hagar, not Keturah, and does not cite her as Eshet Avraham, the wife of Avraham. According to Rashi's interpretation, the text should mention Hagar and Avraham's recent marriage. Ramban maintains that Keturah was not Hagar, as Hagar was a concubine, one of Avraham's Pilagshim. Rather, Avraham took a new wife entirely, and when it says Pilagshim, explains Ramban, it's referring to both Hagar and Keturah, 2 separate women. But 2 major questions remain. Why did Avraham take another wife at all? Furthermore, why did he take her from amongst the women of Canaan, from whom he forbade his servant from finding Yitzchak a wife? Ramban notes that Avraham took Keturah from the local area because he already had Yitzchak, and his legacy of a great nation had already been promised to him. It seems, according to Ramban, that Abraham's new procreative chapter of his life is low risk, as his progeny and legacy were already secure. For me, the most fascinating interpretation is that of Abarbanel, who agrees with Ramban that Keturah was not Hagar, she was a real wife. He explains that by marrying Keturah, Abraham was fulfilling his role of Av Hamon Goyim, father of many nations. Abarbanel is picking up on the tension in the text of the Torah, when it describes Abraham not only as our forefather, the origin from which Jewish peoplehood could sprout and flourish, but also the ancestor of many peoples and families. Perhaps Rashi and the Midrash were trying to minimize Abraham's role as father to many nations by saying that Abraham had only one wife in addition to Sarah. Viewing Abraham as the legitimate father to a wide range of nations calls into question our classical understanding of him as Avraham Avinu, Avraham our father. Abarbanel sees the universal role of Avraham, Av Hamon Goyim, as important in understanding the text and Avraham himself, as an individual and a forefather of the Jewish people. However, even so, the Torah emphasizes the unique identity of Avraham as our forefather. The Torah, perhaps sensing the possibility of future readers drawing the wrong conclusions, emphatically states that Avraham sent away his other children with a series of gifts, Ve'odenu Chai, while he was still alive. The next 2 psukim, Perek Chayei, Vav Zayin, recount the end of Avraham's life. Seemingly, his final action was separating his other sons from Yitzchak and Canaan. In Abraham's final years, he invested his legacy and future in Yitzchak, trusting God who said to him, V'akimoti et briti ito, livrit olam l'zar'o acharav, and I shall fulfill my covenant with him, with Yitzchak, as an everlasting covenant for his offspring after him. Perhaps the purposeful ambiguity of the Torah means to provoke us to think more carefully about how we understand Abraham as Avinu, our father. Shabbat Shalom.